It's time for the fastest live stream west of the Mississippi. I'm artisanmc, and that's just Geek Speak. Shout out to Roger Report. I saw he just went live at the same time, so this is going to be a really small stream against the audience. I decided to try to power through What If Season 2 last night. Was good pragmatic, was good delimiting. And despite what Dr. T kind of complained about to me, I went ahead and watched it for myself because I always do. So I always make up my own mind about it. Right? What I saw in this shit, I was like, and I got to the point I started texting Dr. T while I was watching it. I'm just shotgunning it. I'm just going back to back like I'm taking shots, right? I don't want to sit down and do episodic reviews of this. I don't really have the time. So in about a couple of hours, let me just power through this. Let me just shotgun it and see what's going on. 4 episodes in, I'm texting Dr. T like, so what about this? What up, UFO? So what about this? Really not feeling this. By the 6th and 7th episodes, that shit was putting me to sleep. It was before 9 o'clock. It was putting me to sleep. I was checking out of that shit. I took a whole break from watching. I'm serious. I took a whole break. This is how bad of a break it was. I took a whole break from watching this female empowerment love fest to talk to an actual female about shit that ain't got nothing to do with this. While pointing out to Dr. T on text, like, man, I'm not feeling this part. Did you see this part? This part is really rubbing me the wrong way. I mean, it's a strong billboard with neon lights on there. I'm like, that is bothering me. It ain't the female empowerment part. It's not that. It's not that every accomplishment a male had in the MCU, some female gets to come along and take that and that be hers now. The last memory in anybody's memory is this woman doing this shit. No, it's not that. It was a message in that shit. That went through 7 episodes. 7 episodes of that shit. I'm like, holy cow! I'm really not feeling what's right. So much so, female I'm talking to, right? She kind of in the movies and stuff like that. This is the one I got to watch Blue Eye Samurai, and it's now going through Miyazaki movies with her daughter, right? So she's interested in this shit, right? I'm talking to her and I'm telling her about it. Like, look, this one will rub you the wrong way. It might rub you the wrong way. And she explained something to me about seeing the Barbie movie. And I laughed because I told her the shit wasn't made for you. I said, what do you mean? I'm like, because you're not a 40-something-year-old white woman. It wasn't made for you. Living your Barbie fantasy. No. I said, no, this wasn't that. It was like the feminine message. I mean, I can be feminine, but that was too much. I said, it's not even feminine, it's feminist. That's what was too much about it. She didn't like it. I mean, I'm watching like, fuck no, I don't even walk down the pink aisle in Toys R Us. But that used to be a thing. I didn't go down the dreaded pink aisle. Hell no. Only pink aisle I'm interested in comes parted between 2 legs. That's it. No. Other than that, no. There is nothing for me down there, so there's no need of me taking that trip. So I'm watching this What If, And I'm serious. It put me to fucking sleep. I went to bed early. Because I'm sitting there at my table, falling asleep watching it. No. And I can't tell you how many episodes I have left of that shit. I stopped on number 7. I was done. That 10 rings, what if Hella got the 10 rings? I'm like, well, that's hella bullshit off the face of it. And I'm hella not even really interested in seeing that shit. Because the one interesting villain, or one of the interesting villains you introduced last phase was Win Wu. You about to destroy his ass too? Holy shit. Nothing, no man is safe. No man is safe. Nothing that a male character has can stand. It has to be taken and given to a female character. Now, look, I would think the creators on this are the issue. I would. Because I counted, because I watch credits, remember names and stuff like that. I watched the credits. There is 3 executive producers on this, and all 3 of them is chicks. But you know what I found interesting? When it got down to the head of production, the head of VXS, the head of all the rest of this stuff, the people who actually have creative, potential and can direct other creative people, it wasn't one of the females. It wasn't. What's that about? Is it that they ain't creative? There's nobody more creative in this field? Really? I thought there were, a bunch of women in STEM and everything else, right? No, because women don't like boring jobs where people ain't focusing on how cute they look and they dress. I should say they costume. That's what it actually is. No, they ain't interested in that shit. Not a lot of them. Not to the tune that every representation you have to see on television is one. No. That is a misnomer. So I'm sitting there looking at it, and since we understand how, excuse me, Lucasfilms work when you have a feminist female in charge of the production, when they are the producers, what they produce. Anchorman talked about this very eloquently before, that women only produce things that look like them because they're fucking vain. Instagram, TikTok, that shit runs off women. Why? Because women like looking at themselves. Excuse me, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. Because they like looking at themselves. It's so fucking vain. It's Eve. Lilith part come out when they just got to disparage every dude that's within the vicinity. Because they mad at God because he made them kind of for this person. Man, take it up with whatever Bible, whatever religion you believe in. Once you get on that time machine, since y'all supposedly all in STEM, why don't you get in the crack in that 4th dimension and go back in time and you can fix that shit? How about that? Instead of making us suffer through your crying and bitching fits. Now, mind you, one of my favorite places to be is where there is a lot of females, right? I like females. I do. Outside of just sexual, some of them is cool. Some of them is really cool. And there are some after you sift through the shitty apple bucket that are really about something. You can really learn something from. You can really have interesting conversations with. And that's what I enjoy. Possibly the most. The rest of the shit comes with too much baggage. But this season, for 7 episodes, like Pragmatic is saying in the chat, dude, it was trash. I might have lost some of y'all with that shit. I don't really give a fuck. You don't like hearing it, it must be super true. It must be MCU super true. And that's why you offended. You ain't got to say that. If it's true, why don't I have to say it? Because I know what truth tellers get. I know what truth tellers get. I had a whole meeting today about that kind of shit. But it don't keep it from me and the truth. What up, Nigel? Peace to the UK. So 7 episodes, man. There were some interesting bits in it. I like seeing Black Panther T'Chaka in it. I did. That was cool. I like seeing Ben Foster, Giant Man, played by Lawrence Fishburne, in it. I do, even though they kept making small and big jokes with him. While he's working with Hank Pym, which I thought was fun. It was a fun thing to do. But all the rest of that garbage, it's just that garbage, dude. It's like, this is so stupid. Like, even from the first episode, I was so pissed off. You heard me talking about it on Shop Talk Live on New Year's Day about how the hell you got Nebula have Yondu's fin and his coat, mind you, because she just can't have his fin. She got to have his coat too, so you know she took Yondu's place and become a supernova at the same time. How? Because she got rid of Glenn Close? Nova Prime? So now she's Nova Prime because she took out everybody else? Get the fuck out of here, dude. How stupid is that? I finished watching that episode. This is the first episode, mind you. I saw some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen in front of my eyes. A cyborg woman, mind you. Cyborg woman. Using her hand, her cybernetic hand, to break through a glass window and grab the steering wheel from a humanoid female woman and have that humanoid female woman able to try to yank and pull the steering wheel away from a cybernetic person while they're holding it. I'm like, bullshit, even animated. Not happening. You ain't pulling shit from a cyborg with a cybernetic hand or arm. You ain't pulling shit from them once they got a hold of it. The hell are you thinking? Now, even if you want to say this chick is kind of super powerful, far as I understand it, Nebula is superhuman by being a cyborg. So fuck no. Nova Prime ain't pulling shit from her. But pass that on by, they crash the ship, because if I want to go completely misogynistic, ship sink drive. And they end up hanging out of the window. Nebula ends up hanging on by her hand, her cybernetic hand, out the window over the huge drop of the Nova Corps building. And what does Nova Prime, humanoid, Glenn Close character do since she's trying to get away? Start stomping on, with her boot, the cybernetic arm, the cybernetic fingers. And I'm like, what the fuck is that supposed to do? Are you shitting me? This is stupid. Animated is stupid. Animated wise is stupid. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Are you serious? What up, Aaron P? I'm like, I'm done with this episode, dude. All the other stuff I saw was dumb as fuck anyway, but I'm done with this episode, man. I'm done. Nothing against Karen Gillian. No, I like the Nebula character. She fine enough. But this shit, this was stupid as fuck. And that was episode one. That was episode one. She leaves the ends the episode with Yondu's fin, his coat on, his arrow, and in charge of the Novas. How that works? Because I guess she pulled a Riddick, where you keep what you kill, but she didn't kill anybody because Supernova fell to her death. Nova Prime fell to her death trying to shoot her in the head. It missed. You know why she fell to her fucking death? Because you guys are so fucking stupid to let the Novas have power from spaceships, which has never been the case in comic books. You ain't a Nova because you show up and wear the armor. You are a Nova. Nova Prime, Nova Centurion, down to a Nova Corpsman by having a portion of the Nova Force in you. That gives you the ability to fly and shit. Stupid asses. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck. And that was the first episode. What I saw from first episode on played on that and other things. Everything had to be taken from a man and given to a female. And every female had to not earn that shit. She just got it off top. Apparently because we were pressed for time. Which ain't the case. Which is they just want to skip to the part that they like. The most ridiculously boring episode was the Kiora episode. A completely brand new made-up character from fucking Future Fight. That they gave a lot of shift to giving her origin story and all the rest of that from. Which in some ways doesn't make any fucking sense at all. So here's the short version of it. Odin loses to Surtur. What up, JT? Odin loses to Surtur. Odin has the Tesseract, which has space stuff. And apparently was trying to use it to defeat Surtur, like Odin needed that. Go with it, right? The Space Stone is destroyed by Surtur, which possibly cannot happen. Right? Fragments of it scatter. One of them lands on a planet. And like a vibranium meteorite, it infects the flora and fauna. It basically opens a portal to another world where these Native Americans, these Mohawks, they're called, venturing into the pool, answering the calls of the pool, fall into this pool, fall through a portal, end up in another world, and gain powers from eating the vegetation that has been mutated by this stone. People have fought over it forever, so completely take the Black Panther, Vibrania, Wakanda kind of situation. Take that to, we're giving it to some Native Americans now in a different way. So not just the Tenochtitlan and his Aqua Latines from Wakanda too. No, you got another one in fucking season 2 of What If, but Victoria Alonso was in charge of this one too. So maybe that's what she was fighting for. Against the patriarch. Now, over so many years or whatever, this one Mohawk girl was just so curious. One second, I got to go through this damn point. This Mohawk girl trying to escape from conquistadors, and she the only woman in this whole tribe of Native Americans got some sack to try to fight against the conquistadors because they got a whole village and you see very few men except a young boy. Where is that a thing? Where'd the boy come from then? What up, Corey? And she ends up getting shot and falling through the portal and going to the magical world where she all of a sudden gains powers, realizes that her ancestors, people who have gone missing from the village for centuries, are here. They have powers and they live forever from eating this glowing blue fruit. She eats in one day and she got powers greater than anybody that's been there forever. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And not only does she have powers, the powers are like telekinesis and stuff like that. So that's not how the space stone works. If that was how the space stone worked, why the fuck was Loki able to just control people? Why was he doing telekinetic shit? It's called the space stone, you fucking mooks. Read a book, preferably 24 pages with colors in the Marvel Universe. Like, holy shit. So she just got a whatever the fuck power. And mind you, what she does is brutal. She killed people. I'm like, so how is this the hero? It's still a neurotic term. How is this the hero? Is this her hero's journey? Fucking blue energy Mary Sue. All the men here, they got powers, they can run, but they can't run fast as her. She the fucking Flash all of a sudden. Everybody can do telekinetics, but no, she doing Ray Palpatine level of telekinetics, moving fucking floating fruit. Day one. I'm like, boy, that was the episode that was putting me to sleep because they did the whole episode, and I would guess what was Mohawk. But I'm sitting there listening to it like, why do I give a fuck? I'm falling asleep sitting at my kitchen table, drinking, not alcohol, leftover cider from New Year's, and eating dinner. I'm falling asleep watching this shit. Legit. That's why I had to take a break. I had to go drop a deuce because that's what it felt like was happening to me. And that's what it was encouraging me. Like, I need to go drop a deuce. And then talk to somebody else, a human person that actually makes sense. Like, this shit was absolutely dumb. And I end that episode and move into, well, what if Hela got the 10 rings? Well, what if hell no? What if Hela no? Because number one, Hela ain't never been Odin's daughter. That's Loki's daughter, you goofy motherfuckers. And as soon as I watched the episode, all I saw was Hela replace Thor's origin in the MCU. That's all. And it's dumb on his face. It's like if Odin realized her bloodlust was such a problem that he banished her ass to Midgard, why in the simple fuck would he destroy Mjolnir and put an enchantment on her fucking helmet, like that's where her power comes from, and send it to Midgard with her if she learns mercy? When is somebody with a bloodlust going to learn mercy? That's like having Sabretooth be a good guy. That shit ain't going to last very long. That motherfucker is a psychopath. For real. That's not going to work. This shit was just ridiculous, man. It was just ridiculous. And then I have to watch this chick in every not so subtle moment in there, which is supposed to be leading up to two characters liking each other, like Peggy Carter and Steve Rogers. Every moment where a woman and a man were going to kiss was interrupted by something. Every moment. In 7 episodes, every moment where a male and female were going to kiss because they like each other, that shit was broken up with something. Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter, even though that's supposed to be the crux of their story, she loved Steve so much, Steve loved her. They turned him into the Winter Soldier, so fuck all that now. Soon as they gonna kiss, oh, she gets shot in the neck by some, the widow bites. Yeah, it's time to go fight some chicks. None of that kissing shit. When Wenwu was putting the moves on Hela, got her in his kingdom, he about to show her the 11th ring. What'd she do? Slam his fucking face into his war table and throw him over. Now, us as black folks would call that the Klingon mating ritual. Watching somebody else, that's abuse. She just abused that dude. He didn't do shit to her. Took her into his home, his kingdom, saw she was a good fighter, wants to talk to her, convince her to join his side. She fucking abuses him in his own room. Get the fuck out of here. Is this what I'm supposed to be watching? I didn't even get to the medieval times part. Yeah, took Thor and his powers. Because Hela ain't got powers like that. You realize the whole point in the MCU of having Hela be able to materialize weapons is from Loki. That's Loki's ability. Loki always got a knife because he is the trickster god of mischief. He can always have a knife to stab you in the back with. Hela wearing black and green, that's her daddy's colors, and materializing weapons is that tie to Loki. Other than that, her helmet ain't got no powers. That's just like her badge of office. So if Hela was such a problem that you have to strip her of her titles and send her ass to Earth, Odin, why the fuck would you give her power back? If she learns mercy, she can come back. Fuck you. You better go have another kid. Pull an Omni-Man. Fuck this shit. This shit was dumb, dude. It was just dumb. So I haven't finished it yet. I went to bed, like I said. But tonight when I get home, I'm going to watch episode 7 or whatever number of episodes come after that and finish this bullshit out. And then I will talk to you guys on Sunday about all the goofiness. Thank God that I did not do an episodic review because I couldn't have got through this shit episode by episode, making a review and telling you guys about it. I would have been just as pissed off as I was with Ahsoka. And I didn't want that. So, like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. I got nosy new coworkers around me, so they want to see who I'm talking to in my car because a black man can't have a conversation in his car without everybody taking interest in it. Fucking wicks. I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys next time. Peace.